Hello everybody, this is Freddy with Freddy Can Fly, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at one of the really awesome features they have on the Spirit 2. It's a little bit unique. I haven't seen it on a lot of systems, and since we're working on the setup series here, I thought I'd take time to show you guys this. But it's got a BEC tester, almost like a compatibility test to see if you'll receive any, high spikes or drops or any brownouts or anything. And I think this is a really cool feature because I ran into this with a lot of external BECs where I'd start pumping servos and stuff around, and it'd cut out, or your satellites would start flashing and stuff. So I thought it was cool. I thought I'd show off the feature real quick. That way, if you guys are doing your programming and setup and you just wonder what it is, what it's for. Also, it doesn't hurt to run the test to make sure that you do have an adequate BEC to back up your servos and everything. So first things first, let's get everything powered up. I'm going to go ahead and take my PC programming cable here. Again, make sure you plug it into the SYS port or system port, if that's how you want to abbreviate that. Get that plugged in. Kind of a tight fit on there, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so we got that plugged in. I'll go ahead and, as always, guys, provide power to the model. Make sure you get your flashing satellites and everything. So you'll see on that one I actually got flashing satellites. So hang on, let me power down. Forgive me, I don't mean flashing satellites, I meant solid satellites. You don't want to have, again, and this is if you're using Spectrum, of course. Let me try that again. Let me recycle. I think I had my radio on, so there we go. Let's try that again. Oh, that is my bad, you guys. I'm putting it into bind mode like a silly guy because I'm plugging in the system cable wrong. So yeah, even I make mistakes sometimes, right? So again, guys, this is why it's really important to pay attention to the orientation, of course, of your plugs. So to be fair, I'm not going to edit that out because I just made myself look like a big old dummy. So let me flip that around, guys. Sorry, let me power cycle this one more time. That's interesting to know, though. Obviously, that put it into bind mode if you put that in the opposite pin direction. So, all right, here we go. Now this should work. There she is. All right, let her boot up, do her song and dance. Make sure we're solid on both sats. And then if you jump over to the computer with me here real fast, let us go ahead and open up the Spirit software. As always, check to make sure we're connected. We've got the right version. If you've already done your initial setup, which at this point you should have, if you followed my last video, we don't need to click on Setup Wizard or anything like that. What we do want to do is let's venture on over here to the Diagnostics tab. And it never hurts to double check and make sure all your stuff is still working. It's got the rudder and everything going on, elevator. I just always like to anytime I waste time to plug back into programming, I just like to double check everything. It's a good habit. What we're going to focus on here today, though, is the BEC tester. They've got a couple other things here. They've got the spectrum analyzer. I think this measures like the frequencies or the vibrations or something or another. I haven't learned enough about this yet to quite make a video on it. Log viewer, which is really nice, but I like the BEC tester. Now, this is a really quick and simple process to do, and it's a really easy video, obviously, but I just wanted to share with you guys because I found this to be an extraordinary feature, and I think every system should have this. So what it's going to do is it's going to check whether our BEC is able to stand high current load, and what it's going to do is it's going to beat the heck out of our servos basically for 20 seconds, give or take. In the case that it's not sufficient, you'll be able to observe the weakness, and even in some cases you might get a brownout or a voltage drop under 1.9. Your satellites might start flashing. I don't know. Let's see what happens, right? Of course, make sure you unplug the motor. Make sure the model can't spool up on you or anything, okay? So I'm going to click start, and you'll notice a loading bar here. Once it gets to the end, we'll get a pop-up. So let's jump over to the helicopter. Okay, and let's observe, kind of keep eyes on the swash plate. It's going to move the rudder as well, but pay attention to the satellite too. Let's make sure we don't get any flashing or any disconnects. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to hit start in 3, 2, 1. That is so cool. You'll notice it progressively goes faster too. Okay, getting to the end. Woo! Alright. Let's jump back over to the computer. Here we go. BEC test was finished. In case the unit is still running, and any unusual behavior does not happen, kind of a weird spelling, then your power supply is suitable. Boom. So basically nothing caught on fire, nothing is smoking, and we didn't disconnect. So it's telling us that within that test, we should have adequate servos and adequate BEC to back it up. So I just wanted to share this feature with you guys. As we progress through the setup series and everything, I think it's a good time to do it without the main rotor on. That way, in case you have your collective limits set up too high or something, it won't become an issue for you or anything like that. Jump back over to the heli. You can see everything still works fine. It's basically just normal. So, yeah, guys, I hope this video was informational. I hope it was helpful. I think it's a very cool feature. I always touch all the servos afterwards. I mean, they're ice cold to the touch, no overheating, nothing strange, and nothing abnormal. So we'll continue on in the next video series, guys, with the setup. Feel free to follow along. As always, my friends, remember, if Freddy can fly, so can you.